Hey guys, so I don't know how many of you have heard of this, but today I'm talking about the spoon theory, which is basically just a blog post written by Christine Miserandino. I hope I'm saying her name right. But anyway, it's a really good idea to kind of help people understand who don't have a sickness, to help them understand like what it is. So this girl has lupus, and what she did was she was sitting with her friend in a diner, and her friend asked her, "What is it like to be sick?" But not like physically, like, oh, I have stomach aches or I have pain in my hands, like anything like that. She meant like, what is it like to wake up and, know that you have a disease? So I thought I would do like the Crohn's perspective of it. I'm going to do more of when I didn't have an ileostomy because I used to be really sick. Right now I'm in pretty good remission, so I figured I would do like the more typical version of a Crohn's person. So, what this girl did was she gave her friend 12 spoons, and she said, "You're going to use these spoons throughout the day. When you wake up, you're going to use a spoon because getting ready is painful." So I'm going to do sort of like that for me, or what I used to be like. So let's get started. Okay, so I have 8 spoons here. Because I actually don't have 12 with me in my dorm. I guess I could have stolen some from the cafeteria, but I'm not a criminal. So I have 8 spoons, which I think is just about right for a person with Crohn's. Probably not as bad as lupus. So I'm going to go through them and kind of show you like how people with Crohn's disease have to think a little bit further into things. They have to plan things out. I guess that normal people wouldn't really have to think about or plan out. So, spoon number 1, I used to wake up really early, about an hour earlier than I should have if I were just getting ready, so I could spend an hour in the bathroom. Usually it took me about that long, and I'd give up after a while because it was really hard for me to go to the bathroom. So I would do that, and I would skip breakfast because breakfast always made me sick. So I was pretty tired even from the beginning of the day. So think about these as almost like energy levels of what you can, or what you were able to do, like what you can handle during one day. So that was spoon number 1. Spoon number 2 was getting ready. I usually had a bloated stomach because I had issues going to the bathroom, so I would have to choose like a shirt that would not show it. Even now with my ostomy, I still try to hide it because I know that some people are freaked out by it. So I pick shirts that kind of cover it a lot. And also appearance-wise, I used to be really thin, so I would try to like find ways to do my makeup to make it look like I wasn't so thin. And also because I was thin, I used to have this issue when I was younger, how all these girls got to wear the tight jeans. You know what I'm talking about, like the perfectly tight jeans. I could not find a pair for the life of me that would be tight on me because my legs are so thin, and that used to be a big thing with me. I remember like trying to sew my own jeans like smaller so I could have the tight jeans, but it didn't really work out too well because I didn't know how to sew. So that was the second spoon. Took a lot of time for me to get ready when I was sick. Spoon number 3 was lunch. It was really hard picking out what I could and could not eat, so I think it was from like 5th grade up until, what was it, 8th grade? No, up until like sophomore year, I never bought lunch because everything made me sick. So my dad would pack me like the same thing. I needed a consistent meal every day because that was what wouldn't make me sick. And like anything greasy or spicy or even red meat or anything with a really strong flavor would set me into a stomach ache. So I just kind of avoided all of that and had my dad make me lunch every day. Spoon number 4, because I was sick during high school, I had gym, and gym was one of the really bad times for me. Exercise, I don't know if any other Crohn's patients feel this, but like with exercise, I always seem to get my stomach aches set off. So, especially during like any ab exercises, like crunches or any of that, that would kill my stomach. So, and it would always cause me to run to the bathroom because I was like moving my stomach a lot, and that just kind of gets things moving. Gym was not a good time for me. Yeah, so that was the next spoon. What spoon am I on? Okay, spoon 4. For spoon number 5, this was for the end of the day. This was more around 8th grade for me, into like 9th grade. But what would happen was I would get extremely bloated, and I have no idea why, but I would get so bloated that it would feel like I would explode, and it was very painful for me, and I remember being very uncomfortable. My last class, I remember it was history, and I don't remember a thing from it because all I did was pay attention to my stomach, and it was bad. But that was spoon number 5. That took a lot out of me because I couldn't wait to get home, and yeah, it took a lot of energy just like walking to my bus. So spoon number 6 was a couple more hours in the bathroom. That's typically what I would do right after school, is just like go straight to the bathroom. So that was not fun. Spoon number 7 was probably the hardest for me, not even just like physically, but also emotionally. This was during dinner time, and I remember my dad would make like London broil and all this stuff for me to try to get me to eat, and this was before we knew that I was obstructed. So I had doctors and I had my dad trying to tell me to eat more, and like we didn't know that physically I couldn't take any more in. So I would sit at the dinner table for 2 hours and kind of stare at my food, and my dad would get upset, like understandably, he didn't know it was wrong, but he would get a little bit angry, like, eat your food, come on. But we didn't know it was wrong, so I would wind up like hiding my food in napkins, and it was a really horrible time. And I remember 9th grade when they fixed the obstruction, it was like I was a completely different person. I was able to eat dinner in 5 minutes. Compared to the 2 hours that I used to sit at the dinner table, that was like unbelievable to me. Spoon 8 was the debate between should I take a nap or should I do my homework. So basically, if I took a nap, I would have to stay up late that night and do homework. If I did my homework, then it was around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock anyway, so I would be doing homework late. So no matter what, I would stay up late, and I would have to get up early the next morning. So I didn't get all that much sleep during my middle school, high school, early high school days. So I never really had that much energy, so I didn't do too much. I played soccer twice a week, and that was all I did. So that was spoon number 8, my last spoon, and right after that, I would pass out, and you wouldn't see me until the next morning. I hope this video helped you understand what it's like to have Crohn's or colitis. It's kind of like you always have to question everything. Even now with an ostomy, I can tell you a lot of things that I always have to think about every day. I have to think about, is there a bathroom wherever I'm going that I can empty my ostomy at? Because if I can't empty it, after a while that becomes a problem. It needs to be emptied or else it explodes, and that's just not fun. I've never had that happen though, which is very lucky. I have to think about what I wear too. I have to think about what I eat, because I still have a lot of problems with acid reflux. So for some reason, I don't just randomly, sometimes soda will affect me, but other times it'll be fine. So I have to decide, do I have to bring medicine, or am I near my dorm room? Can I access my medicine anyway, so I can get rid of the stomach ache? Because sometimes it gets pretty bad to the point where it's just hey, I just need to sleep right now. I don't want to be awake. So trying to think of other things. There's definitely more. I have to take my medicine, so I'm always thinking about, when should I take my medicine today? I have to think about when I'm going to eat, because if I eat right about 2 to an hour and a half before class, then my ostomy will go crazy and fill up during class and make noises, and I don't like that too much. So I always have to plan out when I eat. So I typically try to do it 3.5 to 4 hours before class, because that way it'll start moving and everything will be out by the time I have class. It takes me about 2 hours to digest things, which is crazy compared to normal people. It takes about a day for normal people. Sometimes I also have to think about what side I sleep on. If I sleep on my back, sometimes any output in my ostomy will leak under into my stoma, or right next to my stoma, so that'll make the bag leak. And first thing I always think of when I wake up is I always feel around the side of my ostomy, make sure it didn't leak, and if it did, then, you know, I gotta get up right away. Hopefully my sheets aren't ruined. So that actually hasn't happened in college yet, which I'm really happy about. So it used to happen at home, but for some reason my bags are lasting longer here and not leaking, which is great. So anyway, I hope I kind of helped people understand it, and not even just for Crohn's people, for people with lupus or any chronic disease or really any kind of disease. So yeah, that's what this girl, Christine, made up, and I think it was like the perfect explanation for a disease. Explains exactly how I feel and how I have to plan out stuff, and it's just really annoying. But we get through it, so it's okay. But alright, thank you guys for watching, and I want you guys to check out her post because she's the one who wrote it. So read that, and hopefully it'll make more sense. So I'll put that in the below bar. So thank you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.